Somebody introduced him to me, I remember that. And then I became acquainted with his mother. He had a lovely mother. He came from a lovely family. But he was a little devil, you know. He was always getting into trouble.
Wasn't he?
He used to stand on the street corner with my cousins. They, you know, at school, they'd stand there right by the bank and they'll talk, you know. A group of guys are talking at me, and I'd be crossing the street and run across the street. And they used to say, "Oh, here comes Miss Stuck-Up." And I was scared to death of them. My legs were shaking. And I'd cross the street, you know, across this way and that way.
Why did they call you Miss Stuck-Up?
Because I never talked to them. I was scared of boys. You know, I was sort of stuck to my girlfriends and that, you know. And I didn't, I ended up with him. But I fell in love with him, you know. And my mother tried to break it up, but she couldn't break it up. It was too tough. I fell in love, you know. It was my first love, you know. I don't know, it was just something about him, you know. And I think he needed nurturing, you know. And I think I became that nurturer, you know. And I helped him along, you know. I kept him from going into things, you know. He used to like to go with the guys, and then I sort of got him away from that, and, you know. Because she didn't care too much for Mike. Because Mike was lazy. You know, he wasn't a worker like my dad, you know. He'd skip school and things like that, you know. He was a singer. He ended up as a nightclub singer, yeah. He became famous, you know. He sang in nightclubs and done at theaters, Penn Theater and everything, you know.
How did you meet your first husband?
Mike.
Yeah. Tell me about Mike.
Oh, Mike.
How you met him.
See, he was a singer. He had a beautiful voice. But they was, you know, it was tough for him too because they wasn't, you know, they didn't have a lot of money, you know, but their family were singers. They were Irish, you know, and he was a great singer. So I met him through. How did I meet Mike? I think I met him. I forget how I met Mike. Anyway, we used to sit on the school steps to sing. That was our song. You know, on a little school step, we met Paradise and things like that, you know, sing. We had a song we made up, you know. He came from a good family. His mother was wonderful, and his father was passed away, you know, so the mother raised him, you know. So, which was good, yeah. She was a wonderful woman. So he came from a good family, and my dad at first didn't like him, and then he got to like him. He used to call him, "You're nothing but a BSer," he used to say to him. He said, "No, Otis, it's true." So finally my dad started to believe him. Because my dad hated anybody that lied. No. He said, "If I thought you was telling me a lie, it was too bad." He said, "Honest, I'm not lying." And he'd be lying through his skin. But he could lie with a smile. Sometimes he would get home too late, and sometimes I thought maybe he was out with somebody, you know, how you guess, you think, you know, and that. But it was tough. But I stuck through it. Everything, you know. I'd have called my kids, you know.
Did you ever catch him with someone?
Yeah, I did. But that was it. Yeah. I left him, but it took a long time before I got back. Well, he started to run around with different women, not, cheated on me and that, and I couldn't take it too long. So I just left. And his mother made me leave him. Yeah, his mother was for me, He had a good mother, the best mother, I'll tell you. And she wouldn't let him come to the house or anything. She was so stern with him. But I just stayed away from him. I think after that, it took a long time before I met anything. I think, yeah.
Yes.
Finally, I met somebody. Yeah. He was a good man.
Where did you go with the kids after you left your husband?
Oh, I was with my mother-in-law. I stayed with my mother-in-law. Yeah, he just stayed right there. See, we stayed there in the beginning, so I just stayed there, and she put him up.
And
So she loved me, She was very good to me. Wasn't she? You would have loved her. She was the most sweet person I think that God ever created, I'll tell you. She was so good.